Men, catching infidelity isn't about finding messages or proof on her phone. It's about recognizing the unconscious, reflexive behaviors she displays around her device that reveal she's hiding something, automatic reactions so deeply ingrained she doesn't even realize she's doing them, behaviors that expose guilt and concealment even when she thinks she's being careful about covering her tracks. Before we dive in, hit subscribe, smash that like and hype button, and drop a comment if you've ever noticed strange phone behaviors from a partner and your gut was telling you something was wrong. Your experience might help another man trust his instincts and recognize these automatic tells that bypass conscious control and reveal exactly what someone is trying to hide. Behavior 1. The immediate screen check, reflexive glancing. Every few minutes. When she constantly checks her phone screen throughout any interaction with you, glancing at it every few minutes, even when no notification appeared, picking it up without apparent reason, checking it compulsively during conversations, meals, or activities together, and this checking happens automatically like a nervous tick, rather than in response to actual alerts. She's not addicted to social media or expecting important messages. She's maintaining constant monitoring of communications she can't afford to miss. And her unconscious mind has trained her body to check repeatedly because someone else's messages require immediate awareness and response. What this reveals. This reveals anxious vigilance about missing communications from someone specific. When someone is maintaining hidden relationship, they live in state of low-level anxiety about messages arriving when they can't immediately respond or hide them. The constant checking is automatic monitoring behavior, driven by fear of you seeing something or need to stay connected with the other person. The compulsive nature reveals it's not conscious choice, but automatic response to underlying anxiety. Notice the checking isn't triggered by notifications, but by time intervals. If she's checking her phone every 3 to 5 minutes, regardless of whether it's buzzed, lit up, or shown any activity, the interval-based checking reveals she's not responding to alerts, but maintaining surveillance of her device to ensure nothing appears that you might see or that she needs to handle immediately. Watch her body language during the checks. If there's visible tension before checking, relief after seeing screen, or anxiety. If she can't check for extended period, these emotional responses reveal. The checking serves important psychological function. People who casually check phones don't show emotional investment in the act. Those hiding something show visible stress relief when they can monitor their device. Pay attention to whether checking intensity increases in certain situations. If she checks more frequently when you're physically close to her, when you're in position to potentially see her screen, or during times when the other person is typically active, the situational variation reveals the checking serves protective function related to specific concerns about exposure or connection. The automatic nature. Recognize this behavior becomes so automatic she does it unconsciously. You might be mid-conversation and her hand reaches for her phone without her seeming to decide to do it. She might check it while watching TV together, without apparently realizing she's doing it. The unconscious nature of the behavior reveals how deeply the monitoring has become ingrained as necessary protective mechanism. Behavior 2. The phone flip reflex, always face-down placement. When her phone is never face-up on any surface, it's automatically placed face-down on tables, counters, nightstands, or any surface where it might rest. And this happens reflexively every single time, without exception or conscious thought, even in situations where there's no apparent reason for the privacy. She's not being reasonably private about her device. She's created automatic habit of hiding her screen, because notifications, messages, or calls that appear would expose something she can't risk you seeing. And the behavior has become so automatic, she does it even when the risk seems minimal. What this reveals. This reveals constant protective vigilance about screen visibility. The face-down placement serves multiple purposes, prevents you from seeing who's calling or messaging, prevents notifications from being visible to anyone nearby, and creates physical barrier between her screen and any observers. When this becomes automatic reflex, rather than conscious choice in specific situations, it reveals the need to hide screen content is permanent and comprehensive, not situational. Notice she does this everywhere, not just around you. If her phone is face down at restaurants, at friends' houses, at work, at home, the universal application reveals the concealment need isn't specific to hiding from you, but protecting her screen from any potential observer who might recognize names, see message content, or notice communication patterns that would expose her situation. Watch what happens if you or someone else touches or moves her phone. If there's visible anxiety when anyone gets near her device, if she quickly flips it face down, if someone moved it face up, or if she reacts strongly to anyone handling her phone, even briefly, the protective response reveals the face-down position is critical defensive measure, not casual preference. Pay attention to whether this is new behavior. If she used to leave her phone face up and the face-down habit developed at specific point in time, that timing likely corresponds with when she began having something to hide. The behavior change reveals when the need for screen concealment began. The automatic nature. Watch how reflexive the placement is. She sets her phone down, and it's automatically face down before she's consciously placed it. She picks it up, uses it, and when setting it back down, her hand automatically rotates it face down as part of the placing motion. This unconscious automation reveals the behavior has been practiced so many times it's become motor memory, no longer requiring conscious thought. Behavior 3. The bathroom phone ritual, never separating from device. When she takes her phone everywhere, including bathroom, every single time without exception. It goes with her for every shower, every bathroom visit, every private moment where she's briefly out of your sight, and she shows visible discomfort or makes excuses if she forgets it or can't take it. She's not protecting her privacy in a reasonable way or concerned about missing important calls. She's ensuring you never have opportunity to access her device unsupervised, and the bathroom provides legitimate excuse for brief private phone sessions where she can check messages, respond to someone, or handle communications that require privacy from you. What this reveals? This reveals dual purpose of preventing your access and creating private communication opportunities. By never leaving her phone accessible to you, she eliminates any risk of you picking it up and seeing something incriminating. Simultaneously, bathroom visits provide socially acceptable reasons for brief absences, during which she can engage with communications she needs to hide, respond to someone waiting for reply, or check messages that arrived while she was occupied with you. Notice if bathroom visits become longer or more frequent. If she's suddenly spending more time in bathroom than necessary for the stated purpose, if bathroom breaks happen at suspiciously convenient times, right after notification arrives, during your favorite TV show when you're distracted, before bed when you're falling asleep, the timing reveals these aren't just hygiene activities, but communication sessions. Watch her behavior with the phone going into and coming out of bathroom. If she's checking it immediately, before going in, and immediately after coming out, the bracketing behavior reveals she's maintaining continuous communication flow, and the bathroom visit was part of that ongoing conversation rather than interruption to it. Pay attention to her reaction if you need to use bathroom while her phone is charging, or if she accidentally leaves it accessible. If there's panic, if she quickly makes excuse to go back and get it, or if she can't relax until she has it back in her possession, the anxiety reveals how critical it is that device remains under her exclusive control at all times. The automatic nature. Observe that the phone automatically comes with her to bathroom without conscious decision. She stands to go to bathroom, and her hand automatically grabs phone as part of the standing motion. This automatic coupling of bathroom visit equals phone comes along reveals the behavior has become unconscious habit born from consistent practice. Behavior 4. The notification silencing, permanent do not disturb mode. When her phone is perpetually on silent, vibrate only, or do not disturb mode whenever you're together. No audible notifications, no visible alerts, no sounds that would draw attention to incoming communications, and this silencing is consistent and automatic rather than situational. She's not preferring quiet environment or being considerate of noise levels. She's preventing you from hearing or noticing the frequency of communications she's receiving, who's contacting her, or when messages arrive, because the pattern of notifications would reveal information she needs to conceal. What this reveals systematic information control about her communication patterns. Notifications are inherently revealing. They show who's contacting her, how often, at what times, and sometimes preview message content. By keeping everything silenced, she prevents you from gathering information through observation of her notification patterns. If you never hear her phone go off, you can't know she's receiving 50 messages per day from someone specific. Notice whether the silencing is selective or comprehensive. If her phone was on normal notification mode before, but switched to silent specifically, when you're around, the selective silencing reveals she's specifically preventing you from observing her communications. If it's always silent now when it used to have normal sounds, the permanent change suggests permanent need for concealment. Watch for leaked notifications despite silencing efforts. If phone is supposed to be silent, but occasionally a call rings through, if certain contacts somehow bypass do not disturb, or if smartwatch vibrations reveal notifications even though phone is silent, these leaks that slip through her defenses can reveal who she's communicating with and how frequently. Pay attention to how she responds when notification does appear visibly. If screen lights up with preview despite being silenced and you're nearby, watch her immediate reaction. If there's panic, rapid dismissal, or visible stress, the response to visible notification reveals how important it is that you not see who's contacting her or what they're saying. The automatic nature. Recognize the silencing has become automatic default rather than conscious choice for specific situations. She doesn't think about putting phone on silent when you come home or join her. It's already silent because it's permanently in that mode. The automation reveals the silencing isn't situational response, but permanent protective measure. Behavior 5. The screen tilt away, automatic angling from your view. When she automatically angles her phone screen away from you whenever using it in your presence, the screen is always tilted, positioned, or shielded so you couldn't see it even if you wanted to. And this positioning happens reflexively every single time she picks up her device, regardless of what she's doing on it. She's not being respectfully private or preventing screen glare. She's created automatic defensive positioning that ensures you never have even accidental glimpse of her screen content, because that content regularly includes things she can't risk you seeing. What this reveals. This reveals consistent presence of sensitive content requiring protection. If someone only occasionally has private content on their screen, they'd only angle away occasionally when handling that specific content. When the angling is automatic and constant, regardless of what's actually on screen, it reveals the sensitive content is so frequent and pervasive that protective positioning has become default behavior applied universally rather than selectively. Notice the angle is defensive rather than just casual. If she's reading something private, she might angle slightly for comfort, but if the phone is tilted at extreme angle, held against her body, or positioned in ways that seem uncomfortable just to ensure screen faces away from you, the defensive extremity reveals the protection is priority over comfort or natural phone-holding positions. Watch what happens if you move to position where you could see screen. If you shift positions and she immediately adjusts her phone angle to maintain screen protection, if she stops using phone until you've moved, or if there's visible discomfort with you being in position to potentially see screen, the responsive adjustment reveals active ongoing management of screen visibility rather than static positioning preference. Pay attention to whether angling happens when she's doing innocent activities. If she's angling phone away, even when just checking weather or reading news, activities that have no privacy need, the universal application reveals the angling is automatic habit rather than content-appropriate response. She's protecting screen regardless of content because the habit has become unconscious. The automatic nature. Observe how the angling happens simultaneously with picking up the phone. She reaches for device, and as her hand closes around it, the automatic rotation positions screen facing away from you before she's even conscious of what she's doing with it. This simultaneous picking and angling reveals the protective positioning is part of the same motor memory as picking up the device itself. Behavior 6. The rapid app switching, lightning-fast screen changes. When you approach her while she's using her phone and there's lightning-fast app switching, one app closes and different app opens in the fraction of a second between her noticing you approaching and you being able to see screen, and this happens consistently and with remarkable speed and precision. She's not coincidentally finishing with one app right when you arrive. She's developed automatic defensive response where proximity detection triggers immediate screen sanitization, hiding whatever she was actually doing and replacing it with innocuous content, and the speed of the switch reveals this is practiced automatic behavior. What this reveals consciousness of proximity and automatic concealment activation. She's developed awareness system where part of her attention is always monitoring your location relative to her and her phone. When you enter the danger zone where you might see her screen, automatic response triggers switching to safe content. The development of this automatic system reveals she's consistently engaging with content that needs hiding and has practiced the concealment response enough times that it's become reflexive. Notice you never see what she's actually spending time on. If every time you observe her using phone, she's checking email, reading news, or on innocuous apps, but you know she spends hours on her phone throughout day, the disconnect between her actual phone usage time and the only innocent activities you ever witness reveals successful concealment of her real phone activities through consistent app switching. Watch for the telltale signs of recent switching. If screen seems to still be in motion when you first see it, if there's brief flash of previous content, or if app she's now showing seems to have just opened rather than being in middle of use, these artifacts of rapid switching reveal you're not seeing what she was actually doing, but rather what she switched to when she detected your approach. Pay attention to her body language during and after the switch. If there's visible relief after successfully switching before you saw original content, if there's tension while you're near her and phone, or if she seems uncomfortable until you've moved away again, these emotional responses reveal the stakes of maintaining screen concealment from you. The automatic nature. Recognize the switching happens faster than conscious thought would allow. The time between her peripheral vision, detecting your approach, and the app switch completing is too short for conscious decision-making process. This reveals the response has been practiced so many times, it's become automatic motor response to trigger of your proximity, similar to reflexive catching something that's falling. Behavior. 7. The charging station strategy, phone always within arm's reach. When her phone is never left charging in another room or out of her immediate reach, it charges on nightstand next to her side of bed, on table right next to where she's sitting, within arm's reach at all times, and she shows visible discomfort or finds reasons to move it, If someone places it somewhere, she can't immediately access it. She's not reasonably keeping her device nearby for convenience. She's ensuring her phone never exists in state where you could access it without her awareness, and immediate intervention, and the consistent proximity reveals her need for constant device monitoring and protection. What this reveals? This reveals fear of unsupervised device access and need for immediate notification awareness. By keeping phone within arm's reach always, she maintains ability to monitor incoming communications in real time, respond immediately to anything requiring attention, and most importantly, intercept any scenario where you might pick up her device. The phone within arm's reach is phone under her control, protected from your potential access. Notice the charging location choices reveal priorities. If phone used to charge in kitchen or living room where it was accessible to household, and charging location moved to bedroom nightstand on her side specifically. The relocation reveals increased need for device control. If she's willing to have uncomfortable charging situations, awkward cord placement, suboptimal charging location, just to keep phone within reach, the priority of proximity over convenience reveals its importance. Watch what happens at night when sleeping. If phone is under her pillow, clutched in her hand while sleeping, on nightstand with screen facing her so she sees notifications immediately upon waking, or she sleeps with phone in ways that seem excessive, the extreme measures reveal her need for connection and protection even during sleep hours. Pay attention to her behavior when phone is charging and someone else is near it. If phone is charging and you walk past it, does she watch you carefully? Does she have reason to come near and check it? Or does she show visible relief when you've passed without touching it? The monitoring behavior reveals her anxiety about device being accessible even briefly. The automatic nature. Observe that phone proximity maintenance happens automatically without conscious planning. She sits down and phone automatically comes with her and is placed within reach. She moves to different room and phone automatically relocates with her. She goes to bed, and phone automatically assumes its protective position. The seamless automatic positioning reveals maintaining device proximity has become unconscious priority that happens without deliberate thought.